comment about this afternoon?
Me?
Yes.
I just think that the biggest difference in the game was the first 5 minutes. I mean, they just come in and punch us in the face and knock us down and set the tone. I think probably numbers-wise, if you look, what was it, like 13-2, 15-3, something like that. What was the first 4 minutes, 5 minutes? 12-0 then, but at the end of the first 5 minutes, what was it? You're looking like 15-3. 12-0, so the game's 67-60, you lose by 16, so that 12 of it is done in the first 2 or 3 minutes. And I just thought, I thought they closed out, I thought we did a poor job of closing out the half. I mean, we had a chance, we got it down, and then we just gave up some buckets there, offensive rebounds. But the biggest thing that they were just, guys, they're where they are for a reason. They were very intense. They played hard. They were just more physical and tougher than we were today.
Questions?
Tanner, you ended up with a double-double today, but there was a tough double-double. Within Jesuits, there any team in this conference basically that's had any success defending you. What do they do differently than most other teams do?
Throughout the games we played, they've been able to stop me from getting easy shots. Every shot that I got tonight was a tough one, and I just didn't make plays.
Is it frustrating because it seems like even when you do get positioned and get around somebody, they've always got another guy coming?
It is frustrating. I should have been looking to pass a little bit more, but I know in our offense I have to be aggressive, so maybe sometimes I don't take the best shots, but it's important that I'm trying to get it on.
Yeah, I don't think that was it. They do the same thing a lot of people do. That's really what they do, is nothing different. They rotate 3 people, what most people in the league can do. So they rotate 3 people so they can be physical and they don't have to worry about a foul, so they don't, and then some of them don't get called, so they can be more physical. And they don't worry about fouling out because they rotate 3 guys in there. Most people in the league don't have 2 guys in the post, so they can't be as physical. But they just come off the backside. They do the same thing that everybody in our league does. Now, part of it was we didn't do some things we're supposed to do very well today, which really screwed up our spacing. And then we had some guys that kind of got lost, kind of forgot there was a game going on out there. But we got really out. In fact, second half we made some adjustments, and that's why we outscored them 32-30 the second half. We went back, we got our guys back to what we got to do, and we quit using both sides of the floor. And when you only use one side of the floor in our thing, then it's easy to run off and people play backside help. And then we've got a couple of guys people don't guard, and so the second half we just. We got all 5. For us to be successful against a team like that, all 5 people got to be moving. That way, if all 5 people are moving and are motion and being active instead of watching, being spectators, then everybody, they can't come off of you as much, because if they do, they can lose a guy in a cut, they can lose a guy in the swing of the ball. And if you saw that, we got a lot more easy shots in the second half. We kind of slipped some screens and got layups. Actually missed some easy shots in the second half because we kind of spread the floor more. But they're going to come and double, and they're aggressive and physical. And he probably held on the ball too long a couple of times. Frustration does that, but for the most part, it's not different than anybody else that's played us. I mean, we can't. We shot 7 for 18 from 3-point range. We're 14 for 47. Guys, we're like one of the 20 most efficient offensive teams in the country. We shot the ball poorly, and we had 10 turnovers. We had 6 in the first half. They exposed. We have some weaknesses. They exposed them, and then and we didn't adjust them.
Gary, the first 5 minutes, was it mostly like what you were saying? You had a couple of guys that were just kind of playing spectator and not really getting into it, or were they trying to push the pace a little bit?
No, I think that I don't think they haven't been here in a while, and then we have freshmen, and we've kind of got to 17, 18 wins, and I think the thing we've talked with this team all year, and the thing that they have to understand as you grow a program, is the people at the top of the league, they come with a different level. They come at a higher energy level. That's how you get to the top. And you can't just decide on tournament night you're going to match that level. You got to match that level in practice every day. And Greg will tell you this: part of our performance for the night started on Tuesday night when we went through the motions and won a game. And I told you that then. It's just when you get to this time of the season, man, you got to have one gear, and that's full gear. And so we had good practices, but we weren't ready we weren't ready for the magnitude, as I told these guys, Wheeling's trying to win the tournament. I mean, they're already in the tournament, they're trying to win the tournament so they can go home, I mean, they can have home game. I mean, them and West, they're battling for something more than just winning this first round tournament game. They're battling for a chance to get a home. I mean, they're in the NCAA, now they want to go home. So, and our guys weren't ready for that. I mean, and we tried to prepare them, and they thought they were, but you're not. I mean, they came out and they hit 2 or 3 threes quickly, and then frustration takes over when you're young and you haven't been down here. And it just took us a while to weather the storm.
Coach, what has that Tanner meant to this team off the program as well?
It's been benefit. I mean, when we came in, honestly, I wasn't sure we'd ever score when I first got there. But we kind of had to figure out a way to, he was an inside scorer, and even last year more so, and even this year. I mean, we're not the most athletic guys in the league right now. So, people say, why do you play so slow? Because if we went to a track meet, we wouldn't score. All right, we play slow because we have an inside game. We have guys that can shoot the basketball, and we run pretty good stuff. So what he meant to us is, you get inside scoring, and at any level of basketball, if you can score inside, then you play inside out. It makes you a lot better if you can maintain the pace. Most of the time this year, we've been able to dictate pace to people, and that's allowed us. And then, he scores points, he's skilled, so it allows you to control. The biggest thing is not only the scoring and then being a top rebounder, but because we can play this way, the biggest thing is it allowed us to control tempo. And we're just okay defensively. So part of our good defensive numbers are the fact that we spend more time, we spend a lot of time on the offensive end, so we don't have to chase and face athletes. But, it's a big, we don't win if he doesn't, become the player he has. And, I think Garrett is growing, and, I think most of the seniors, they grew from the first year. We lost Dewberry. He's our second leading scorer. We've had him out for, 6 straight games. We actually have not had a backup center. We've had a backup center from Slovenia who's 6'8". We've only had him 8 games all year. So we've actually played with 2 of our top 8 players, probably, what would you think, 20, 21, or 22 games out of our 30. So we've actually done more than people realize.
Gary, is part of what makes Wheeling Jesuit so difficult to defend their depth. You look, probably if you're going on a scouting report in some order, Mose, Highsmith, Fritz.
They have basketball players, that's why.
And then Ritz.
They have basketball players. They play basketball. They pass, they all can, the first 7 guys that play, they can pass it, catch it, shoot it. So that spreads the floor, and it really and then they got 2 or 3 guys that can drive it. That's when you can do that, they play hard, they're good defensively, but they have 5 double-figure scores. That's the last time I saw 5 double-figure scores on a team when we were getting beaten in the national championship. So, that's, that's good. That's hard to defend, and then they keep the ball moving, and so they don't have to count on one specific guy. And then what they can really do when they spread the floor is they can find your weak defenders, and then they can ISO you and work on you. So they're just hard to go because you have to guard all 5 people. But they pass it, catch it, shoot it. We thought we just gave up too much penetration today. We had them at 5 for 19 from 3-point shooting. We thought if we could keep them inside out, if we could force them to take jumpers and not let them slip screen us and drive to the lane, then we could be okay. We just got beat to death off the drive. They just drove by us, and that's partly on us. But they do spread you, man, and they just keep the ball moving. My thing is, as I've said to people, I don't know if they got the best players, but they're a basketball team. They have one of the better basketball teams. They're a team. They're very good. They're a very successful team offensively and team defensively. They put you in a lot of bind.